In this section, I have designed the part and I want to take this into drafting environment so that I can create two-dimensional blueprints out of my shape. For this, I need to go and click on the Start menu, go to Mechanical Design and go to Drafting Environment. Now you can see that I am presented with this dialog box that tells me I can select one of the pre-built templates here. The first one is an empty sheet that tells me that I am going to create a sheet for you. You can insert your views into that. Second one tells me that I am putting every view that is possible to add, and of course an isometric view is there. The third one, that is the default one, front, bottom, and right views are going to be added to my sheet, and the last one, front, top, and left views are going to be added. You can see a summary of what is going on here, and if you want to change the default, you can select the template and click on modify. For example, here I select modify. You can see that I can select ISO, ANSI, or other standards, and of course I can select the paper size here, and the portrait or landscape is going to be selected right here. So if I want to select an empty sheet, I can go to modify, and again the same standards and paper sizes are available for me. Now I'm going to select this default one and click on OK. Now it will take my shape into drafting environment. It will add the possible views here. You can see the border of the sheet here, and you can see there are 3 views that you can move them around by dragging the center view like this. If you want to move other views, you can grab the border of that, and you can see that these views are only moving in one direction. They cannot be moved in other directions. And the third one is like this. It cannot be, for example, dragged to the left or to the right. This is the only possible direction. And you can see one of the views is red in border. If you want to work with one view, you can activate it by double clicking on the border. For example, if I want to have some detailed view out of this, I can double click on the border. You can see that it turns into red, and this tells me that this is the active view that is present here. Now if you want to add more views to your shape, you can go to Insert menu, go to View, and select the type of view that you want to add. For example, if I want to have some isometric view, I can go and click on isometric view. It tells me that select the body that you're going to insert the view of that into here. Press Ctrl Tab once. You can see that it will take me to the part design environment. This is the body that I want to have, so I click on this. It takes the body into drafting environment, but here there's a compass that I can use to move my shape, rotate my shape, or anything that I want to do with my shape. If I for example grab this green dot here, I can select the angle of shape that I want to have. This is the angle that I need to have. You can see that I can change the angle by dragging, clicking on these arrows like this. But this is the view that I need to have. You can, of course, rotate it to right, to left, bottom, or top. And whenever you're done, you click on the center filled circle, and everything is finished. You can see the view is added to your shape. Now if I want to have some views out of the views that are here, I want to have, for example, an auxiliary view of this isometric. So first of all, I need to activate this view. You can see that by double clicking on the border, this view is going to be activated. Now I go and select the Insert menu, go to View, and select, for example, Projection. Select the auxiliary. You can see that it tells me there is a start point. This is going to be my start point, an end point. For example, this is going to be my end point. So now that I have drawn this, if I move my mouse out, you can see that there is a preview of what is going to be inserted. So let's first of all zoom out a little bit. Now I want to put it here. You can see that I cannot move my shape in any direction except this one. If I want to have this in, for example, here, you can see that I can drag it, move it in a cross section here or anywhere else, but here I'm limited in my movement. So here is where I want to put this. So I click here. Now that's done. If I want to change the ratio or anything else about this view, I can right click on this and go and select the properties. Now by opening the properties window, you can see the scale is going to be changed. I want it to be 1/2. So I type in 1/2, 1 to 2. If I want to change the name, I can select this here. Auxiliary view can be, renamed. If I want to have an ID or change anything else, I can do this. Now I click on OK, now you can see that it changes. So I want to select this and drag it a little up. Now there are more, room to insert other views. Now if I want to add a detail view to one of my views, for example, this view has some places that are vague. I cannot understand what is in these places. I double click on this. First of all, I want to move it somewhere like here so that I have more room for other things, and I want to drag these to this part so I have enough room to put other shapes here. I want to add a detail view to my shape, so I double click on this border so that I can make this highlighted. I go to insert menu and select the type of detail view that I want to have. By clicking on these, you are taken into a sketching environment, so you can add a circle like the detail one, or you can draw any profile that you need to add. Quick detail just adds a circle and one predefined radius, and quick detail profile adds a predefined profile. I want to add details, so I click on detail and go to the place that is vague in my opinion. I drag a circle right here. I can zoom in, and of course I'm going to pan down. And you can see that the circle is here. I want to put the view. You can see that by moving my mouse out of this view, I can place my view anywhere I want. So I click here. You can see that the detail view is going to be added in this place. Now you can see that there is nothing in this circle. I want to move the circle to a place that I want to have details of that place. So I double click on the circle. You can see that this takes me into drafting, or I can say the sketching environment. There is a little dot here. Of course it is a little hard to find it. This makes the circle bigger or smaller. I want to have it this big, and of course I can drag the circle by grabbing the circle and moving it to the place that I want to. So this is the place that I want to have it, and the circle is going to be this big. That's enough for me. So whenever I'm done with my drawing, I can go to the right toolbar. You can see Exit Workbench here. So I click here, and you can see the profile is updated. The detail view is going to be updated here. And if I want to make it more, make it bigger, I can click on the border, go to Properties window, and you can see that by default it is 2 times bigger. I want it to be 3 times bigger, so I type in 3 to 1 and click on OK. You can see the detail view is going to be changed by the changes that I have made. Okay, now that I have broken view, I have an auxiliary view, I have a detail view, I want to add some more views to my shape. For example, I want to have a broken view. First of all, let's make this 2 times bigger. I go to Properties. I want to make it 1 to 1. So type 1 to 1. It makes this shape like this. I want to move it somewhere like this. And if this is not okay, I can move the major view here, and of course this one a little to the left. Okay, now I want to make sure that this is the selected profile. So I double click on the border and make this red. I go to Insert Menu, Views, and I can go to Break View and select the Broken View. This tells me that I need to add 2 lines. These 2 lines, one of them is this. By clicking on this, you can see that It can be in two different directions, only vertical and horizontal is supported. And now if I want to click here and select the next one, you can see that I can put it here. Now I want to move the lines. I want to grab the first line. You can see this is going to be like this. I couldn't move it. I just want to press Ctrl Z and again select the broken view and select the first line here like this, and the second line is going to be here like this, and after a while it is going to be processed and create the broken view that I have by clicking somewhere else. You can see that these views are going to be like this. The broken view is added and you can see the lines between the two broken parts.